Raise it high up the ladder. Let we set it on fire. A little more calypso. Forget the funk and the disco. A little more limbo. A little more shango. Find the greasy pole. And we don't dance round the maple.
OUI Culture comes to you compliments Hoppers and Grenada Paper Products, manufacturers of Royal, Horizon and Quick and Easy paper towels and napkins.
The Food Fair offers quality foods at affordable prices. Now with our improved web store, you can make all your purchases from the comfort of your home. It's so simple, easy to log in and navigate, safe and secure transactions and a quick checkout. All your grocery needs at your fingertips. Convenient and reliable. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
How do you choose your toilet paper? Just because it's soft and light. That's how I choose my toilet paper. Made right here in the Isle of Spice. Cherish space off Harbor Bay. Super value every day. The price is right and locally they're made. Support local when you purchase Cherish and other quality brands from Grenada Paper Products.
This is Eugene Gattusi, and I'm inviting you to join me every Saturday morning from 10 to 12 on K105 starting March 20th as we bring you the brand new program, Grenada's Music to the World. We'll be featuring music from all genres by Grenadian artists at home and abroad. If you're a Grenadian artist and would like to get your music featured on the program, please send it to grenadasmusictotheworld@gmail.com. Celebrating our own Saturday mornings 10 to 12 Classic Radio beginning March 20th. See you then.
Grenadians in New York are coming together to pay tribute to our nation's COVID-19 victims and other people who died during the pandemic. The recognition would be in the form of a service of remembrance that would be streamed live via Zoom from Our Lady of Refuge RC Church in Brooklyn on April 18th. Streaming would begin at 4 p.m. and end at 5:30 p.m. under the theme Remembrance, Recognition, and Tribute. Grenadian culture will be showcased in performances from gospel artists, prominent Calypsonians, and the popular cultural group Quake USA. Now, we need your support in providing us with the names of your loved ones who were lost because of COVID. Please email the names to covidmemorialgnd@gmail.com. That's covidmemorialgnd@gmail.com. Let's all remember our dear Grenadians who COVID has taken from us. Zoom in to the live stream Sunday, April 18th at 4 p.m. from Our Lady of Refuge RC Church in Brooklyn. God bless.
international victories in the T20 and ODI series. The West Indies, under the captaincy of Craig Brathwaite, now turn their attention to the two-match test series. It's international cricket, West Indies versus Sri Lanka. First test, March 21st to the 25th, and the second, March 29th to April 2nd. It's cricket, lovely cricket, live on Classic 105.5 and 105.9. Broadcast of the CG Insurance second test, West Indies versus Sri Lanka, is made possible by Republic Bank, Camahorn Medical Center, Grenada Electricity Services Limited, Quartz, Grenada Limited, Caribbean Alliance Insurance, and Spice Isle Imaging Center.
Kindly greasy pole, and we don't dance on the maypole.
Good evening once again, folks, and welcome to our special week culture this evening. Usually the program is done on Friday evenings, but of course, considering tomorrow being Good Friday, public holiday, we opted to shift the program to this evening. We've done this before, so I think everyone is aware that we've made the shift this evening. We continue this evening with our series on superstitious beliefs, and of course the team is here, Scholar is here, Doc is here. I don't know if Laja Best pick up Reece on she way here, but we haven't seen her yet. But she'll be here definitely. So Scholars, good evening, man. How are you going?
Good evening. Good evening to Vital Ligao.
you know, some fellas threaten to throw salt on me, you know.
But let me tell you something. This program is something else. You know. I know in Calypso, based on what you're singing in Calypso, this kind of the name sometimes does stay for you. But it's the same thing that we culture is doing so all over people saying I'm the shot ligao, the shot ligao, and the credit has to be given to you, you know. I mean, I don't like that name at all. I know shot ligao. The shot ligao and asking me where the tall ligao.
Well,
keep the ligao thing for yourself.
Listen, man, I
don't want to be part of that.
I don't have no problem with that, you know. Anybody could call me anything they want, you know. I had no problem.
Well, I mean, you take your title, you know, but I innocent in this whole thing.
Man, watch. Let me tell you something here. I wish I could have fly. If I could have fly, I do not cannot fly like a bird. You know? I sure Doc wish he could have. Doc, you could fly?
Godfrey, I mean, from all the what are we picking up from the outside? Everybody crown you as the head league away.
Well, let's say it's all they say.
I mean, without doubt, people see you.
No, man.
You are the authority.
on
legal business.
No, maybe I'm the authority on legalism, but I never fly, man. If I know how to fly, I go fly. I ain't denying that. But I can't fly.
You know, let me just say good evening to all the listeners. And of course, it's nice to be here again. We had a very good time when we can continue talking about the culture.
Oh, yes, indeed.
And you know, Godfrey, something hit me earlier on this week, earlier because of the many testimonials I've been getting. And I come to the conclusion that Leah must be in problem, must be in trouble. With all these people flying, in individual capacity, Leah has to be out of music.
Well, I mean, how you know what the Ellen Leah stand for? Well, you never know. You just never know. He just might be. But no, the responses have been really tremendous. I was telling Scott this week, Doc, that it never dawned on me. I mean, we spoke about the thing, but it never dawned on me that that belief was so still well grounded in our country.
Very much entrenched. Very, very entrenched.
You know, just today a man told me, he told me what surprised him Saturday, last week Friday, about the program. He said, you don't know, Livingston legal. Man, that surprised him that Jack believe in this legal thing.
After the program,
I would be surprised at least if by the end of the program you were coming to your senses, though, Scholar. Because I am surprised with the number of testimonials I'm getting.
I believe you're convinced.
I can't see how you can stay. On phase.
No, I believe you. Doc, you're convinced, Scholar.
No. I'm not convinced. I tell you, the only profound testimony we had that I found was very positive was the lady had said up to this day. She's in trouble with Aligao. I mean, that to me was very profound, but the others, I mean, I still did not, I stood my ground on those things still. I just don't believe in that, you know, but the truth is that belief is a funny thing, as we say, everybody believes in something, and you can't wrestle a man's belief from him. So if a man believes it's illegal, I ain't going to quarrel with that man.
And tell him it's not legal, you see?
Yeah, so I don't quarrel with that if that believe he illegal. I'm just telling you what a man say, you are surprised, but that don't mean I'm vexed with that.
Anyway, guys, so we continue it because, in between all the conversation, we can't leave out some of the other how should I call mythological figures involved, and the Ligaru we concluded was mainly men.
Godfrey, before you go, permit me 30 seconds to recognize Scala and I. We made a visit to Dr. Guido Marcel Herbal Garden, and I can tell you it was totally out of this world. One, with the depth of his knowledge, the many variety of plants in this very small area that he was able to identify and use it. So we just want to publicly acknowledge and thank him for allowing us that trip and that exposure, that experience. And I also would like to encourage John Public to really go up and contact Dr. Guido Marcel and visit his herbal garden. And tours are, it's available. Really take advantage of that. Schools, organizations, groups of persons, individuals, please contact him because it is so, we were blown. I think I'm speaking scholars here, but we are blown by what we experienced in this very short piece of time.
Well, that's really interesting, and I'm really happy you guys went, because if you all didn't go, I probably would have never known that you can't peel jelly.
What kind of thing is that?
What? You can't live inside. You can't peel jelly. Listen, I almost fall when I heard that. You from Tivoli, as a matter of fact, not Tivoli, you from a home, and you can't peel jelly.
I don't believe in Scholar Godfrey. You won't be on to you.
Who won't be on to me? Scholar the Bancho, he course on me. Just on me. Bancho course on me. Bancho course on me.
But that is right. And the only thing I want to say about that, though, in keeping with our theme for our rally that we have been looking at, I was not blown by a fly. A fly. I flew.
You flew.
Now it was a great experience.
Let me just say good night to our Facebook fans. They're already there with us. Someone just asked, where is the garden located?
Let Doc tell you.
Doc, where Dr. Marcel? Where?
That would not be in Crucial. How you call this place? It would come to mind.
Felix Park.
Felix Park.
Right, Felix Park. So when you get to Crucial Junction, you take a left up the hill by the medical station.
You have to contact the man. You can't go in the man garden like that.
No. I just giving direction so people understand where Felix Park is located. Right. So yeah. So guys, we had to talk about the females tonight. The Laja Bless, Mama Malady. And if we have time, I might tell you all about Dwayne and Baku.
Right.
Godfrey, let me tell you, before I came on this program, I was in Chantimel. So I came from visiting my queen and my old man. And the fulsome conversation that we had up there, I mean, I almost reached late. I just reached here. And the whole time, this is what we were speaking about, you know, all the experiences that.
So Reece has joined us. Reece, how are you doing? We thought I'll go with you, you know.
Well, actually, y'all heard me?
Yes, we're hearing you.
I had to kind of clean up my face and thing and get out of character.
You see?
I was like...
Put on your Laja Bless hat, man.
I was the ultimate Laja Bless. I was the ultimate... No, I had to clean up. All
right.
It took me a while. I had to get out of my deathly looking face. That was a problem.
Anyway, Skulls, continue to give us that story there.
Right, I'm not giving a story, but the depth of the experiences that they had, I'm wondering if tonight we are not biting off more than we could chew, because they kind of said that thing you talk about Baku and Dwayne and Laja Bless and the next one.
Mama Malady.
That might be too much for one.
Well, you know we gonna start.
So kick it out.
Yeah, well, I think we should start with the Laja Bless. Because we already...
That is what Scholar... I thought this was the conversation Scholar had with his folk. He was going to take off one time into one of those...
Well, no, I'm coming back to him. So, let's start the ball rolling with the Laja Bless.
Well, as a matter of fact, funny enough, what we did not discuss really was Laja Bless. You know? We didn't discuss the Laja Bless. I just called them folklore. We didn't discuss that at all. But what we discussed really was just the what we used to call spirit.
Spirit, all right.
Yeah. Okay. So, but Laja Bless and Mama Ladi and all these are spirits anyway.
Definitely.
And so we have to be very careful of how the trend that we allow this conversation to take, because we may be overreaching, you know, because yeah. So.
Well, no, we can start with it. Let's start with the Laja Bless. And from what I have learned, the Laja Bless is supposed to be a woman, a female, that appears very beautiful. Now, one of the things about the Laja Bless is that you don't usually see her face, because Reece raise that hat you had there. That's right. So that is one of the characteristics of the Laja Bless. Her face is usually covered with a large hat, big hat, nicely dressed. They say she does smell real sweet. She does smell sweet, and she does still smell dead. So there's a kind of double fragrance you're getting from the Laja Bless. And the unique feature, she has one human foot and one cow foot, and she does lead men, you know.
But Godfrey, I think with the Laja Bless, you see a part of the face. So the hat is there, you recognize it is a beautiful princess. She usually stays in lonely places. Some people have seen her in white. Coming out of when men come out usually from parties or, and they're home alone. And one of the funny things, most of those men and them that are taken or captured, it was not captured, but lured by the larger blessing, are those men that come out and, consume some good alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
So they come out and they think they come out wheresoever they come out, going home, and they see this beautiful, well-built female. For some reason, the physical structure of the larger bless has never been described, but are always in my own mind. But maybe I shouldn't even go there to try to describe. But anyway, she's beautiful. She has this dress that goes almost down to her ankle. And she has this wide brim hat in her head, and you see this part of the face. Very soft-spoken, and she gives you the feeling that she needs help, and she's also partly available. So men get entrapped by her beauty, of course, by her soft-spoken voice, and the fact that probably she might be a damsel in distress.
A damsel in distress.
A damsel in distress need help to go away. Maybe she is lost or something. So there's always this story whereby she needs help, and knowing the innate nature of men, that we want to help her. But of course, with a little alcohol, we want to take advantage of her vulnerability at the same time. So of course, we're going to help her to go home, and then we. The fact that she's going in the bush is no problem. The fact that she's passing a certain track is no problem, because it gives us a better opportunity to score. And so when she is going in those bush, first it is not suspecting, and then there we go going with her, only to recognize, or sometime late we recognize that that road is leading to some hill, some precipice.
Yeah.
Yes. And usually that is when the men get sober. And
sober? I ain't find that get sober.
But Godfrey, there are two things that usually just alert men. The first one is that you're going in this, usually close to the precipice, the bush will be very thick. So you're going there and that alert. So a little of the junk there's just cut. That's the first thing. The other thing that usually does sober men is that the fact that you might happen to hear the crunch on the road of the hoof. Or when she lifts her leg, maybe you might see one of them not totally human. So you either way you're sensing that wrong cut.
But my question is, how are you seeing that food in the night?
I don't know how you might see it, but you might
you don't see no food.
I
don't find you seeing the food.
I have read somewhere that she has legs for days. So she's a very beautiful woman, and she has
beautiful figure, yeah.
Leg. So when she sits down, you see legs. But then you get the shock to realize that she doesn't just have a beautiful leg, she has also a wooden leg. So I guess that is how they see it, and they hear it as well.
What you heard, we see wooden leg?
No.
Well, the cow foot.
I had one cow foot. One cow foot, one human. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know with the leg, because she usually has this long flowing dress.
Yeah, but if you go, but the thing is, if you go into a track with a larger bless, how are you hearing the cow foot? Because you ain't hearing the cow foot on the road. No, let me tell you something. And I know I'll go start on me, but he had a larger bless down in Poetry. Now let me tell you what the larger bless used to be. Livingston, you know that road where we used to run from Power Beach to go ride down in Seamoon down there?
Yeah, down by the
go right come down the airport, yeah. He had a larger bless that used to be walking there. And the larger bless catch a couple fellas already.
I'm reading from a site here where it says she has, one long leg is often visible as she walks. the slit in her dress is high enough to show off those legs. She has legs for days.
Okay.
And it says often she walks near the side of the road, one leg on the grass and one leg visible.
So
Yes, that's because she has a regular leg and the other has a hoof.
So you can't hear the hoof banging.
What I was telling you, when my cruncher told us something, if you hear this song, that is what I was saying. That is one of the things that hurt you.
Let me say this, because some of this folklore, it is documented, and I guess this is what we culture and so on is about, and what it's for. Because it's documented. You see, we do not document a lot of things. And so it is documented that this is a Trinidadian thing. And when you listen to the stories, you read the stories, you hear the stories, it's exactly like the stories we have here. So it's debatable as to whether it's Trinidad or whether it's Grenada. I believe it's Grenada, and man take them larger bless and bring them in Trinidad.
But like everything else?
Like everything else, that was where the movement used to take place. Now what and let me say straight off the bat, may I believe this thing on it? May I believe that? So you could say what you want about
larger bless that used to listen to me. The larger bless used to be done by second leg and third leg going only. Well, Livingston don't know about that. You don't know about that.
Well, Livingston don't know. So look, imagine that. Livingston don't know. Livingston don't know about, because the thing is that, have we had any stories, any eyewitness account of a larger place ever really harming somebody?
Well, that's the point. But how are you going to get an eyewitness account? Because the one person that encounters the larger bless, they go dead.
No, the one person that died, that failed, the one person that died, you have no recollection. It is those that escaped. So we have...
I don't believe that.
We have a lot of eyewitness account and report from the legal. We had a lot of eyewitness account and report on larger bless. That is why the story is so consistent, whether it is in the tongue, whether it is in Guelph, whether it is in Sotes or in Tibudi.
You have eyewitness report of larger bless?
So how come the stories are so consistent?
Yeah,
I think we are just going to be
read, but you never read thing on your show. Let me tell you something.
Our story was not in book. Our story is oral. Our story was oral tradition. What really you talking about?
You read thing or you hear thing. Man never tell you thing, and they tell you so convincing that you're sure.
Well, let me tell you.
And then hold on. Grenada. Let me tell you something. The Grenadian is the only man I know in the whole world who could give you an eyewitness account
of something here.
Somebody here.
No, that's serious.
That is the only man to do that.
No, that's serious. Listen, Farrah, listen. On that note, let's take the break and we'll come back, because the telephone is going on. I've seen some people on Facebook something to chime in. So we take the break and we'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere at all.
Kindly greasy pole, and we don't dance on the maypole.
The food fair offers quality foods at affordable prices. Now, with our improved web store, you can make all your purchases from the comfort of your home. It's so simple, easy to log in and navigate, safe and secure transactions, and a quick checkout. All your grocery needs at your fingertips. Convenient and reliable. Food fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited. You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Greetings. This is Eugene Gattuso, and I'm inviting you to join me every Saturday morning from 10 to 12 on K105 starting March 20th as we bring you the brand new program Grenada's Music to the World. We'll be featuring music from all genres by Grenadian artists at home and abroad. If you're a Grenadian artist and would like to get your music featured on the program, please send it to grenadasmusictotheworld@gmail.com. Celebrating our own Saturday mornings 10 to 12 Classic Radio beginning March 20th. See you then. Greetings. This is Eugene Gattuso, and I'm inviting you to join me every Saturday morning from 10 to 12 on K105 starting March 20th as we bring you the brand new program Grenada's Music to the World. We'll be featuring music from all genres by Grenadian artists at home and abroad. If you're a Grenadian artist and would like to get your music featured on the program, please send it to grenadasmusictotheworld@gmail.com. Celebrating our own Saturday mornings 10 to 12 Classic Radio beginning March 20th. See you then.
Kindly greasy pole, and we don't dance round the maypole. Kindly greasy pole, and we don't dance round the maypole. Kindly greasy pole, and we don't dance round the maypole.
Welcome back, folks, and it's We Culture. We once again welcome those who have just joined us on Facebook, also on our YouTube channel. Guys, we had a little delay, so we may have to take a short break not too long from now, but let us continue. Reece, let's take some of the Facebook comments, and we probably take a couple calls, and then we continue with the discussion. Reece, you're muted still.
Sorry about that. Sylvani Noel is saying, please release it live on TV and Facebook too. I don't know what she's talking about, but Colin Paul, I've heard Auntie May and Aunt Louisa talk about Laja Bless and men they have deceived. Jose, there was a man in Sotes who saw his family, this beautiful woman one night, and he started to follow her, say Mopsy, you're busy, but she wasn't replying, and he continued to follow her saying, Mopsy, you're busy, and in the dark she turned around and blew in his face and made him stupid, as we say, home. Up to this day, he never been himself. He also said he also got the name Mopsy, you're busy. That's where he got the name. Rosamond Jill says, she's asking, is Laja Bless and Mama Malady the same thing? I guess we are going to get into this. It's not the same. Jose is also saying, I heard there was one who used to come up long step down to Salisbury Street up to McDonald College, one in Sotes. Yeah, that's it for Facebook.
Scholar, you know that?
I've lost more comments. Sorry.
Scholar, you know that one there is a go long step?
Nah.
Yeah. Why you say that nah? Why you say that nah? So as though you. After you say that nah, as though you know about it, but you don't want to admit.
I know what you're talking about, but I know about Mopsy. I know about that.
Yeah, Mopsy.
As a matter of fact, he had a popular character they call Simon Chocolate.
Yeah, I know Simon Chocolate.
Simon Chocolate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simon Chocolate.
This dog woman who have some spirit to man blow in his face too. That was the legend. Had it and it turned stupid.
Right.
Simon Chocolate always singing.
Doc, what's the song you used to sing?
Let me go.
Simon Chocolate cut all the sheep.
All right, guys, the telephone is going. Let's start with a call. Let's take a couple calls. We Culture, good evening.
A pleasant good evening.
Good evening, caller.
I am glad that you all have touched on this. Now, those of you, all of you there, probably would not have the experience. I've never seen Laja Bless, but there are true stories. And number one, well, I heard one member say, I believe that. Now, around the 40s, late 40s, these things were in existence. Now, Grenada has been improved. You have the stadium. Where the stadium is now, you had, there was called the paddock. There were well-to-do people, W. Julian, etc. They had horses, and that place, the whole place is transformed. We had the grandstand, etc. There were lights and on all this place. So you find the Laja Bless and the Ligaru had time to, make the appearances, etc. I could give you a story. One time there was a policeman who I think was going into duty or coming from duty, something of the sort. He met this woman just around where you had that bus stop on the park stretch there. I used to call that place Go Wash. And this man met this woman there, and the next thing, he didn't report for work, the family get worried, etc. After some days, he was on that part, right where the bus stop is now on that stretch. Somebody was going to work early, I think working in the hospital or someplace. And he called out, hey, is me so-and-so that missing? So when the person turned back, the thing on the God help brought him to the hospital. And this is just what I heard. I didn't, experience it. And they had other things right in that canteen area. That whole place is transformed now. Where you have the port and all this thing dump and that road going there. There wasn't that before. There was a guy living in Terrell Street. He going taking a walk along the rocks, as he call it, and met this woman, started to talk, and going there. There was a place called the Spout, just around the GBSS area. They all, as I said before, all these places now transformed. And he went along with this woman, sat down there, and the thing that saved him is because he was smoking. They said that smoking cigarette and Laja Bless don't agree. And he remained there, and afterward, because of the smoking, this woman disappeared. I don't know much about Patois, but he told me in Patois, he lucky. Otherwise, what. And these are stories. I used to call that man Laja Bless. He's now passed away. And there are true stories. If there are people in my age group now, I can tell you some of these stories. And before I go, the Ligaru business is that when these slaves were brought from Africa, there's that religion that in Africa, I can't remember the name of it. I was reading a book years ago where some of these people got a broom and whatever they said or did, they crossed the Atlantic right back to Africa. They are all these. I believe these things because I say to repeat myself. The were the dark days, as we some of us say. But the place is enlightened now, light here, light there. You can go see Laja Bless and Ligaru and that sort of business. So this is my experience. I've never seen a Laja Bless or Ligaru, but I'm just trying to pass on this experience. So I believe that, I won't doubt you, but again, you haven't had that kind of thing now. So this is just my experience I want to pass on. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, caller. So, Scholars, what are you saying now?
I will say the same thing I say. The man got a lot of things that is good there. You know? I mean, the man said straight out he never experienced anything. He heard stories. So he doesn't really, he can't swear to the veracity of them. That's what he heard. He spoke about it, and what he says is kind of correct. That because when you think about those mythical figures, they operated under the cover of darkness, black. And right now the conditions are not nice for them anymore. I mean, you have people passing all about the place, traffic, you have lights. Street light and all kind of thing, and what he said is true, that the place is transformed, you know, so maybe that's why we don't see these things anymore. I remember there was a story once about a man, that the first man that went to live in Duquesne Bay. Look at how Duquesne Bay is now, well populated and so on, but when that man went to live in Duquesne Bay, the man went up below. People get afraid the man. At a bar, because how somebody could find live in this bush in that jungle, the only spirit you have to get. The man gone gradually, people started living in that place. So we have all these explanations, but it still does not explain the fact that
I wish someone from Gulf would call in, because growing up we heard stories about Dr. Bell,
hold on,
Dr. Bill and Waterloo.
And Godfrey, the truth is that you have places where those things were famous for. So you have to wonder, why is it? I don't know, but you always heard stories. It's like these people and them used to congregate in particular places.
Yeah, well, where you doing that, down by Second Lake down there. Why you down there? Only bush and thing, you know.
Right. Actually, there was a story here. I can't remember the name of the actual man, but it was given. This guy from Paradise. So I hope Susan would call in tonight if she know this story. And this man came out, I think, from Grenville. I don't know if it was in the movies or some fete like that. And he saw this lady in front of him, and he keep on trying to reach her, but the faster he walked, and he keep on calling to her. Hi, lady, wait for me. We go in the same direction. Wait for me. I'm coming. And he keep on calling. Gradually, he got close to her. And the next thing, in the next morning, they met him in the at the end of between the Paradise Church, as they were about to Progress Park. The road going to Telescope. There was this big bamboo stool there. This man remained stuck in this bamboo stool until morning, and they had to rescue him. Now, his name was widely published. I know it is widely known, and I hope that Susan heard this story and can, say something about it.
The man under your room.
Anyway, Reece.
Yes.
Somebody says, ask Reece if she knew the shopkeeper on the lands with the cow food.
Go answer that, Reece. Take the fifth, please. Reece, no. Godfrey.
No, then have nobody name. They just say, I'm sure you have about 200 shop on the land.
Yeah. So I Reece have a year on there.
I heard about it.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
All right. They said also this. Hold on. They said 4 young men coming from movies beat up a fall cock in white gun, and the matter end up in court when he claimed it was him. I believe the men were either sent to prison or charged. Someone call on that. They beat up a full cock, and somebody say was them fellas beat up. And them fellas, well, according to what is written here, they end up in prison. So
that's same with receipt. That's not same with receipt thing in God.
Well, I find so because the is a continuous thread.
White gun is not in Guelph.
No, I know.
White gate, they're probably talking about.
Well, probably maybe the person, probably the person.
White gun is not in Guelph. Yeah.
Where white gun is?
White gun is on the ground there. And I have to pass it to go home, you know. I feel like I'll pass bottom tonight. Yes. Anyway, guys, we have to take the break now. I think we're ready for the lotto draw, so we take the break and we'll come back. Stay with us.
Kindly greasy pole, and we don't dance round the maypole.
Get high making money moves with the NLA's new Aces High Scratch game with 4 chances to win. Beat the dealer's card to win the prize shown. Reveal an A symbol. And just like that, you are automatically a winner. Scratch away to win the top prize of $10,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
Good evening, viewers and listeners. This is the National Lotteries Authority's Daily Pick 3 evening draw. It is Thursday, April 1st, 2021. I'm your draw hostess, Leslie Ann Johnson. Supervising the draw, Ms. Priscilla Barry, representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. A quick reminder, as usual, there are 4 different bet types in this particular game from which you can choose. They're called inline, mix, pair, and backup. It pays to play Daily Pick 3. Let's see if you are a lucky one. Good luck to you. Number. That number is 6, the second number. 7, the final number. 4. So just to recap for your benefit, our first number is 6, that's followed by 7, the final is 4. So that's 6, 7, and 4. If you are a lucky winner, congratulations to you. The Playway draw comes up next. We'll see you soon.
Tick, tock, 2, I win.
Feel like a big kid again when you play NLA's new scratch game, Tic-Tac-Toe. It's instant cash on the go. Reveal 3 X's or 3 O's in the same row, column, or diagonally, and win the prizes shown, or as much as $5,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play. Tic-Tac-Toe, please.
Give me a Tic-Tac-Toe, please.
Tic-Tac-Toe, please.
Hello once again. This is the National Lotteries Authority's Playway evening draw for today, Thursday, April 1st, 2021. I'm your draw hostess, Leslie Ann Johnson. With me once again is Ms. Priscilla Barry. She's representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. So in this game, you can bet from $1 up to $10, or you can bet in increments on any number or any dream symbol of your choice, and be with a chance to win 24 times the amount you bet. So that's $24 for every $1 spent. Value your dreams and win your way with Playway. Let's see if you are a lucky one. Good luck to you. Once again, our Playway number for tonight is 3D number 3, and that represents house. If you are a lucky winner, congratulations to you. Stay with us. The Daily Cash 4 comes up next. We'll see you soon.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just 1 lotto ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money back symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch in stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
'Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Hi, so we're back with you. This is the National Lotteries Authority's Daily Cash 4 evening draw for today, Thursday, April 1st, 2021. I'm your draw hostess, Leslie Ann Johnson. With me once again is Miss Priscilla Barry, representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. So in this game, you can choose any number from 0 to 9 in any of the 11 bet types offered. The tickets cost as little as $1, except backup. That costs $2. More plays, bigger prizes. So let's play Daily Cash 4. Good luck to you. Okay, here we go. So check your tickets. Our first number for tonight. 7, second number. 6, the next number. 7, the final number. 2. So just to recap, the benefit of first number is 7, that's followed by 6. The next number is 7, the final is 2. So that's 7, 6, 7, and 2. Congratulations, of course, if you are a lucky winner tonight. Continue supporting the National Lotteries Authority. Have a great night.
Win more with the NLA's Daily Cash 4 every day, with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes, twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
We Culture comes to you compliments Hoppers and Grenada Paper Products, manufacturers of Royal, Horizon, and Quick and Easy paper towels and napkins.
The Food Fair offers quality foods at affordable prices. Now, with our improved web store, you can make all your purchases from the comfort of your home. It's so simple, easy to log in and navigate, safe and secure transactions, and a quick checkout. All your grocery needs at your fingertips. Convenient and reliable. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
How do you choose your toilet paper? Just because it's soft and light. That's how I choose my toilet paper. Made right here in the Isle of Spice. Cherish Springs off Harbor Bay. Super value every day. The price is right and locally they're made. Support local when you purchase Cherish and other quality brands from Grenada Paper Products.
Kindly greasy pole, and we don't dance round the maypole.
Welcome back, folks. We Culture, and we're talking about the Laja Bless. So let's go straight to the Facebook page, Reece, and see what's there.
Yes, we have quite a bit of comments. Jose is asking, scholar, you remember the mighty Simon Cotto, the coattail walk? That is about Simon Chocolux. He's also saying it was sad the installation of disappeared. I don't know why Jose is sad about that, but he's sad. The vehicles also he contributed, that would have caused that. Let's see, Hannah Plenty is saying my grandfather used to say Laja Bless was frequent in Carriacou and Sotez. Marsha Gray, half a woman with cold feet. Marsha also continued, yes, in Carriacou they beat up a pig and the man says midday. The next morning he was well broken up. Long time people turning all kind of animals in the place. There's a lot I could say about that in terms of war and rumors and people turning dog and getting bongs, and next day hospital, picking them up and all of that. Jose said that after the program, he'll be putting on all the lights in the house to sleep tonight, and that he's not going to Shantimel either. So that makes two places he's not going, Tivoli and Shantimel. Jose, you're welcome and go. Hannah Plenty, Laja Bless was a woman wearing a long white dress, one good foot and one cow foot. Don't mean to disrespect her family or anyone. May her soul rest in peace. But guys, how much of us remember One Foot Sylvie that used to be over town and up by the hospital? Boy, I used to afraid her. She had one good foot and one bad foot walking around the place. Yeah, so Jose is taking up that invitation for golf, and he's staying away from those other villages. Tivoli, Shantimel, Guelph is at home, so you're coming to. And that's it for the Facebook comments for now.
Jose had no working good, so Jose don't hear ya shall be part of it.
Alright guys, we have some on the WhatsApp platform. Good night, Godfrey and team. I'm not really a believer in Laja Bless, but my mom said that it was true because of the dangerous places most men were found either dead or alive. They would not dare to go there under normal circumstances. There is a place called Baletta just between Rukin and Malmont. This area was an area for those spirits. There is a Baptist church there now, so that surely keep them off. Then someone else is saying, good night, White Gun is in St. Paul's Main Road. When you get to Richmond Hill Junction, just keep... Anyway, heard many stories about White Gun. Older folks were really afraid of that area. Right, someone says, when people used to be in Vince's party and one man say how inside here smell like goat, then the owner wanted to dance with one man and she tell him, let's go for a walk. He say okay. On his way, he say more he walk. He can't see house, only bush. And she tell him, hold on, sit down on the big stone. Wait there, she come in. He light a cigarette. One man tell him look down, and he see a rope tie. And when he light the cigarette, he hear boop and started to run. And he kicked down his wife door. And she say, not there she send you. She should kill you. And since after that day, he never go back to a party until God ready for him. So hold on. Right, so that was one. What else we have? Let's see what else we have. I think right. Someone said good night, Godfrey. What I'm telling you is the gospel truth. One Saturday night, I was feeling so hot I decided to sleep on a chair in my living room. During my sleep, something trying to tie me up. So I was trying to call my husband in sleep, telling him, look, Buds in the window. Now, Buds is a man in the village that is a Ligaro. I could call his name, but he dead already. My sleep, I started to pray and wake up praying. To my astonishment, I went out the road. Buds have the guts to ask me if I just pray for him. Anyway, so that's it for the WhatsApp platform. But from all indication, fellas, the Laja Bless, it look like it used to work.
Laja Bless used to work. I just get some information from but I have two things to say. The first one is from my dear sister Ann Peters, and she believes it is one of the mythical figures that actually that came true because overseers and men, when they met women in lonely places, felt that it was a good chance to rape those women. So that mythological figure was invented to kind of scare men from trying to take advantage of lone female. in those quiet places. So that is one explanation. Godfrey, I remember, I don't know if you know where Perkins' house used to be.
In Ponsville up there? On top of Ponsville?
Yes. So there's one or two stories in Tivoli where men were lulled to go up there because I'm passing through sometime by Miss Venice and going up over that hill because that is where the larger bless wanted to get those men. It was a very, very steep precipice that was there after coming out from parties. So I've heard some stories in my younger days that speaks of that encounter with larger bliss. So again, there it is.
Nobody wouldn't. I mean, you wouldn't pass on Perkins Corner in the night time.
Right.
So there was the stories about that. And there were many other stories you would hear about this larger bless and things like that. But let's go to the telephone and see who else has some stories for us. We Culture, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening to your guests. No, I stay here listening for quite some time, and this thing's so real, it doesn't grow my hair. And I don't know if you could remember in the early days, people used to be going missing, and then we have to blow shells looking for them for days. But I'll tell you something, I have some practical things, so that is not myth. It is real, real, real. You mentioned Rukain. Yes, it is true. I have lands down there, and I had a niece that was really, really beaten up down there. Serious. She lost her mind completely, going to miss her mother from home. And she was sick anyway. We have the Mount Castle, where I lived. Police, Mama Khan. I had personal encounter with, so this is about larger bliss. It is believed to be fallen angels, right? And they roam about. But I had encounter with them, not affecting me, but seeing them face to face. I can't tell about the foot, because the dress is long right down to the ground. The face about 40 feet from me, and I stood up there and I look for about 20 minutes. We stand and staring at each other, and then after that period, the object went up to the bank and go down in a piece of nutmeg. I went up there, went looking for it with the cuckoo. We came from the pasture playing cricket. I saw one being at the pasture, and up in the mountain, what we call Miller. That's all in Mount Castle up to. And we saw this object passing through the balige, this bush, but going through the balige, it's a long white garment and just going through the balige, going through like the air, going through the air. And I called my friend, I said, look up there. And oh yes, the first time, but how are you seeing this thing so regularly? We just believe you because we see it now. So I saw many of those things. I could draw, I could put it on paper. What I saw, I can't give you all the details now because that's the radio. But the encounters I had with them, face to face, let me tell you, it is real. The 50s, 60s, early 70s, Mount Castle, where Mr. Marcel is there, yes, a very, very dangerous area. That whole area going back to Poli, Mama Can, very dangerous. I had this personal encounter with them, so I could give you off a complete description of what I saw and what happened. So it is very true. There's no myth about it. It is true. The Lugaro, the same thing. I had encounter with Lugaro one-on-one. We chased one in the bush, and it ran in the bush. We couldn't go behind because we was going to the bay and my father going to fish. So we didn't bother. But yes, those are the practical, personal things I had. So those things are very, very true.
Okay, thank you, caller. Thank you very much. So Skulls, you get the evidence you want.
Yeah, well, it seems like that. I listened to him, and I wish I know this gentleman so I could shake his hand, because he's not only an eyewitness, but he has a lot of courage as well. You know.
Do you think he's like a Canadian that is telling a story as if he experienced it?
No, but he has courage, because the man follow. Man stand up and watch his film for 25 minutes.
No, but Scholar, there are some persons that actually, you know, I wish we don't go in that field, but can tell you they have actually seen evil spirits. Some people feel big.
Livingston, you're speaking, the way you start this thing, you're doing as though I doubt in the man. Okay. I'm trying to show the man with some praise there now, because I know, typical black man, you're breaking your foot, you don't know when you retreat, but a man follow this thing so that he could give this eyewitness account. And you're correct, because this is one of the things in conversations that I was having with my old man. And what seemed to come out was that it's not everybody that could see this thing on them. Right? It's not everybody. That's what, because he said, for instance, he only see a spirit, he say once. But my queen says she never see nothing. But I had a brother who always, and I know that for a fact, he always used to say, he see spirit, he see this, he see that. I used to doubt him. I didn't believe him at all. But he always said that. So it seems as though this supernatural thing on them is for some people. Some people see, some people empty. So there you have it. But it's very interesting that we get what we call an eyewitness account of this.
Reece, let's go to Facebook. And I saw a very interesting comment there.
Right.
So let me go.
Is asking, caller, in the big tree in McDonald College, it have a lot of history of spirits there. Hilda Wells, my grandfather said he came from La Poterie behind a woman when he reached by River and Twine rum factory. A man on a horse that walking close to him. Asked him, "May I walk with you?" He run from down River and Twine.
No, he's sneak.
I wonder that
your father again, your grandfather again.
Trying to reverse.
What?
Valleys. Shane is waiting for Scott. Jose saying so St. David's have a lot.
Yeah.
We still have to rectify this.
A lot.
Yeah, we see having some issues there.
We see have to rectify. Something has to be rectified by you. It's sticking a lot.
I don't even want to call the company's name.
It could be a connection.
That look at a larger blessed company.
Yeah, I find so. Scholar, someone is asking. They said Scholar in the back road. In the back road used to be dark in Chantemel. And when people go in for water early morning, you're hearing wood foot and you're seeing big dog, especially under Fiji.
Yeah, well, under Fiji is where all spirits used to congregate. Spirits used to come out from 4 corners of the earth.
And come in Fiji?
That is the base under Fiji. So under Fiji is a place you don't pass at all. I mean, to pass under Fiji, you have to be the bravest man on the face of the earth. I grew up with those legends of under Fiji, and under Fiji used to smell a stinker ramwood. But I have later years when I grew up, I understand Livingston. I don't know if you know that is some bush was smelling so in the night.
Lily of the night.
No, not Lily of the night. Can smell
a different one.
Lily of the night can smell goat.
Well, I don't know. I'm asking. I just ask you all in Grenada and do a Grenada ask question. So
Godfrey does always let us down, you know, man.
No. Listen, man. I ask all if it's Lily at the night.
Lily at the night goes smell around goat.
Well, I don't know. They say Chantemel and Mali used to be a lockdown long before COVID because you're larger. Scholar, I bother you on this thing.
Hannah, I take your point.
You know that.
I take your point.
I believe Scholar he kind of ashamed to admit that Chantemel had a real larger blessing thing.
I don't shame to admit, Godfrey. Shame to admit he believed.
Well, you know what to say, he believed.
He believed, sorry, he believed.
Let's go to the telephone. Let's go to the telephone. We culture, good evening.
Yes. Now I want to share an experience with you people, which happened right in town. And it was a story concerning the donkey with the gold teeth and the spectacles and the wedding cake up by the Presentation Boys College. When guys coming from cinema late in the night, they bounce up right in town there, the donkey with the gold teeth and the spectacles. There was a time a battleship was in here, and well, that road up by Presentation College there is not as it was just a track. There's a big silk cotton tree there that cut down, and you see houses there. These sailors went walking and bounced up with this wedding cake and his cake, and you know, and people say a certain person was in the hospital the next day, etc. Now this is hearsay, gentlemen. I mean this was all over town, but Scholar, you used to live in the road. You must be here about that. You would answer.
I heard about the wedding cake.
And the donkey. But let me tell you something.
I never heard about the donkey with the gold and the glasses.
Boy, I never heard about the donkey with the gold and the glasses. But boy, in this kind of thing, anything is possible. Let me tell you, this fella is going to movie thing, Godfrey. Most of the times, this fella and them seen this good donkey, gold teeth, and all this kind of thing.
You want to see the movie?
Come out the movie and watch all horror movie.
Listen to me. And hold on. In those days, wasn't horror movie.
Dracula.
Was Dracula movie. Was Dracula movie. They call that Dracula. Yeah. But let me tell you. Well, let me tell you. I spoke, you know, Abby had a song about open door and thing. And I personally spoke with Abby, my partner. So me and Abby talk, and Abby tell me they used to always accuse him of being an open door. And he mentioned, there's a part of the song where he said, where you get your teaching from? It's from Christopher. And I asked him, because I was a little confused. I said, who is Christopher? So he laughed. He said, nah man, Christopher Lee would have starred in our Dracula movie. So people used to go and watch a Dracula movie, and then when they're going home, they seeing thing in the eye when they see the movie, and they saying it's all kind of Dracula and Laja Bless and all kind of thing they see. So I mean I don't know, but let's take that call. We culture. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Godfrey, I am speaking experience, you know, everything that I encountered. I'm talking about two now. Dracula. Big stone coming out from the ground where there was no stone, coming up and hitting a house. And someone who my mother said never existed, who I spoke to. I went home, I was 16 years old. And I went home telling my mother she's still alive, she could confirm that. And that happened, those two things happening over. I went home telling her about the condition of that woman who I was speaking to. And she said, well, that person don't exist. I said, well, how they don't exist? I talked to the woman. She opened the door and she came out, and I said to her, I bring the milk. And she said, that person does not exist. And she said, well, you know what? There is an old man working there. He was there since he was a little boy, because his father used to work there. Ask him. So the next day I went and I asked the man. I said, well, look, I spoke to this person. He said, that person don't exist. I said, but I spoke to the woman. And I give her a description of the woman. And they said she don't exist, but because I was saying, but she has a man voice. And they said, well, this person don't exist. That happened in Douglaston, and the Dracula thing happened just by the cemetery there. Douglaston Road, in a house right there. My cousin used to live there, and she said to me, it is not you they want, it's me. She went and joined none. This thing happened at the age of 11. I was 11, she was 11. By the time she was 13 years, she went and joined in nunnery. She's from Guava State Hill. So I actually see with my eyes big stone. The yard was paved, and big stone was falling down and hitting the house. This is thing that I experienced. And the person whom my mother and this man said don't exist, I spoke to. I had many other encounters with things that people tell me did not happen. I was 6 years old, and a very famous Grenadian who is dead now walked through a wall. There was no door. And I said, well, how did that person go through the wall? So I saw a door in the house. My grandmother and myself went to visit that person. And I opened the door, and there the person was inside a room. And I know I saw them go through the wall. Godfrey, would you believe, I was 6 years old, When I was 16 years, I went to St. George's, and I went and looked at that place to make sure I wasn't making a mistake. There is no door. When I was 30-something years, I went to a building that is next door, and I asked the woman, because they were from Guava living there, is there a back door in that building? They said no. The wall they joined the two houses, there is no door. And I was convinced that there had to be a door somewhere, right? And they brought me there. There was no wall, there was no back door, nothing. But I saw the person go through the wall. I encountered that person long after, and I asked them the question, how did you go to the wall? They said, that's not your business. The person died now. There was a guy who died just the other day. He went to Marisha House. He used to work on GBN. He went to Marisha House, and he said to me, he called me by name, we were neighbors in St. George's. He said to me, I said, but by the way, who are you talking to? We used to go to the sport every morning. I said, who are you talking to when I was passing this morning? He said, the man I encountered in Marisha House. I said, who it was? He said, T.A. Marisha. He said, I encountered that man. The person gone stone mad. He died the other day. And these are things that you see, I hear you laughing. Several times I tried to get you because they gave me a number. You see, I have a lot of things to tell you about Guava. I don't know how you ain't getting nothing about Guava. You're from Guava. Guava had a lot of things. You hear? I have your number, call you several times. I want to speak to you in person. There's a lot of things I have to tell you about Guava, Reece. Okay, bye-bye.
I think you probably don't have the right number, because I'm not getting any call from you.
All right, let's go to Facebook and see what's happening there.
She wants me to just rewrite Douglaston and Canada Guava. Anyways, so Jose is saying, I remember when I was small, come home with my grandmother after 9 p.m. and I was ahead of her walking, and I recall she pulled me and my brother back, and I said, Grandma, why are you pulling us like that? And she replied, you was going to run into the man, knowing there wasn't anyone there, but she saw something we couldn't see, which was a spirit. Eric said that they said that Cake was a famous businessman in town. But I want Eric to know that if it's the same businessman we're talking about, that businessman originated from Harlem, that is in Guava. Jose is saying to me that he's no longer coming to Guava because it seems like Guava is in the mix, so he's gonna stay. He's gonna stay in Sates now. Eric is saying people used to leave hole in the flooring and play the disappearing. Hilda, I had an experience. I came from party in Sates in Adams Disco, but I was pregnant. But party I wanted to go. I wanted to go home, so I asked a friend to let's start walking from Sates to River Sally. When I reach in Rose Hill Junction about after 1 in the morning, a little white puppy followed me, barking in front of us. When I reach in Cocklin, it stopped. Cocklin, it stopped. When I reach by the Boiling Spring, a woman all in white in front of me until I get to my house. She go down the road. Keyshawn is saying, he's joining from Canada. My dad just told me to listen. So yeah, we have people from all over listening to us, and that's it for the Facebook comments for now.
Someone say Mabuya still have Sukuya.
Listen, lady can't go up to their voice. So just get
the call lady.
I find so. But guys, now how do you well, we mentioned earlier with the larger bless that someone said if you're smoking, that sort of drives the larger bless away. But is there a way you can actually get rid of the larger bless or turn it away, protect yourself? I heard that if you if you wear your clothes wrong side or something like that.
Yes.
When you close wrong side, particularly on a garment, when you close wrong side, having a mirror.
A mirror?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Having a mirror, like on your chest or so.
Walk backwards too.
Walking backward?
We're walking on backwards, yeah.
Yeah, walking backward is an important thing.
Also?
Yeah?
Also?
Me don't know. I can't tell you why, but you have a real skill in that.
A lot of people still do that. And I don't know about walking backwards, like as if like it's in the road or anything like that. But to enter into the doorway into your house.
To the house, yeah.
Yes, you turn and you're walking backwards, and they say that is how you keep the evil spirits outside, because sometimes there are people following you.
Sometimes they follow you, yes.
Yes. Yes.
Let's go to the telephone.
I did it too.
Let's go back to the telephone. We Culture, good evening. Well, we lost that call. 435-2041. Let's try again. We Culture, good evening.
Good night, Godfrey. Nice to be on the program. But anyway, this thing about larger bless and all those things, I believe that comes from your brain. Because what really happens is that you seen people and other people next to by you and you're not seeing it. Because I remember there was a doctor on call one night and a woman talk and say that she was in a bus and she sees the bus was seen without no driver there. I mean, that comes from her brain, right? So then...
hallucination?
You understand? So, Godfrey, what I'm trying to say is that what you see, next people have seen it, right? So then, in other words, it comes like large jobless, don't like spirit, but then it comes from your brain, right? Because I experienced that already. I see that people break me father house and there was nobody breaking it, right? So then it is the same thing. So get back to another caller, let me learn.
Okay, thank you, caller. But the thing is, how come the people who have encounters, the encounters are basically similar and the same? The cow food, the white dress, the big hat.
I'll tell you already why, your tail hard. I'll tell you why already. But watch, let me tell you, as I said last week, I am in no position to doubt, to say yea, or whether to say nay. Man have the experience is the experience. This lady see a man pass through a wall, she experiences. But I know for a fact and that there are things that happen sometimes. And they seem to be, you can't explain them. And you find some way to explain. Let me give you an example of something that happened to me once. I remember that time I was a little fella. I get my little pea soup and so on. So I did my little pea soup that. But when you eat it, and I'm sure this is a cultural thing, I believe, Yeah, you little piece of snout, you a snout for last. It's almost like a cultural thing, you leave meat for last and eat your thing. So I ate my dick, and then as I go to put my little piece of snout in my mouth, this piece of snout fall. You ain't nothing there. Always search for that piece of snow. You don't know dog, you don't know no animal. I search left, right, center, down for that piece of snow. And I never see the piece of snow. Like the piece of snow melt. So I start to get afraid. Because I tell myself must have some kind of old back or some kind of thing here. So I go in night but I don't sleep in. I afraid and I worried about this thing for a couple of days until a day. Pants that I had on me, I go and take out the pants. But the long pants, but I break the foot. The piece of snow falling, it break the foot. Now this thing could make me get mad because first I worried. I just don't see the piece of snow.
Somebody on WhatsApp say, Lord, I'm getting afraid.
I tell you that program is to make man get afraid.
Oh, yeah, on Facebook.
Yeah, Shin said I walked back. Y'all hearing me?
Yes.
Y'all hearing me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I walked back from Guelph all hours into the night, morning already, back up to Victoria, after coming out behind woman. How come I never experienced these things or people? I'm wondering if it's because my hands always had stones in both of them. They don't come near you if you're carrying things in your hands then, he's asking. Hannah is saying, my mom just said her father said one day Elijah Bless told him he lucky he bent down to pick up Simmons and his bottom was facing it. She spoke in patois and disappeared. So I guess bending down. Oh my God, I'm trying to open up the message. Right, I guess bending down and you know what? They will go away. Keishon Wells, so I think this zombie thing is fake. It looks like more older people believe in it than younger people. I remember one night, me and my brother wait on the hill and wait to see a bus coming around the river. Then we light a coconut branch. The bus stop and turn around. Next day we hear people saying it's a fire by the river and we laughing because we know we that set it. We hear people saying there's a dog in the same area with gold teeth. Yeah. As we said last program, there are some explanations to these things.
Well, I know.
I remember about the big black things that used to be coming out in the sea by the Bay in Guelph. And people used to say big like boss and all kind of thing. And that used to be the leatherback turtle.
Kaiwang. But but let me tell you, Livingston, Doc, I don't remember that. But you know, on Pointsville Hill, people see two dumplings pushing a wheelbarrow already. That used to happen on Pointsville Hill regular, you know.
Two donkey?
Dumpling.
Oh, two dumpling?
Yeah, pushing a wheelbarrow. No, I'm telling you. I mean, there was a name that was associated with it, but I can't call name. So
people will see dumpling.
Well, exactly. That'll tell you that spirit.
Well, what I know about around, there are two areas that were, people were really scared about. One was called Mango Jesse.
Yeah.
Going up by close to Belmont Estate, that road to Belmont Estate. And the other one was by Kipling, where it's on Bamboo Bridge.
Yeah, everybody know. Well, when we start talking about you know, everybody know about Kipling.
And,
no, but there was a night. I had an experience down my Kipling down later. I came out in Moya, and well, Doc, you know where Miss Daly used to live, right? On that little corner there. Yeah. As I pass in Miss Daly's house, right in the road, I hear Miss Daly clock strike 12. The clock bang, bang. But I don't think it's not going up. When I reach the bottom of the long stretch, and I look up by Kipling, I see something in the road moving. But I can't tell if it's coming towards me or if it's going away from me. And that thing put me stand up in the road there after 12 in the night for about half an hour. You know? I can't move it. Now, I look here and I go see if I get a big stone, but I can't see outside dark. I have no light. I stand up and determine what to do. I can't go back. I can't go forward. Well, you can't go down below. And then on the other side is a hill, so you can't do nothing. Eventually I decide, well, what? In my young age, is either I dead or whatever in the road dead. When I reach up, I go. When I reach, a cow that grazing, you know, and the cow just walking grazing. No. And these are some of the things that, you know, frighten people. I understand that there's a well-known gentleman who had to leave overseas and come home because every night apparently his wife seen somebody looking through she bedroom window. The man came over when he investigate and they do check a fig tree, you know. When the moon when the moon shine on the fig leaf and the fig leaf move in the night and with the shadow and everything, a fig tree.
But that one I really had that personal experience. I remember one time we saw the crusade at Adventist, and come home one night, I had to walk just a short distance, and I saw this ghost moving left and right. So I stood still. There was this place called the buggy, and I just stood there. I mean, totally transfixed, not knowing what to do. Only lo and behold, I heard my mother calling me. I mean, I think that was the sweetest. I've never heard a voice so sweet.
Livingston!
Living! Only to realize when I really take a closer look, is this the dewdrop on that fig leaf?
Yeah, and yet
like a ghost like with two long arms.
And he had some fig tree after you pass the buggy going up. Yeah.
Why? Then I realized it's a big other fig tree of our tree.
Well, someone is saying here on WhatsApp. I had a couple encounters and was told I cannot be harmed because I'm left-handed and mixed race. Plenty folks dabble in witchcraft for many reasons, and often things go wrong when they don't stop. Someone else is saying, "Dear Lord, we was real stupid, but what happened now, Livingston?" Someone say, downstairs, afraid, Godfrey, I have to pass outside to go upstairs. So somebody afraid, look, they have to pass outside, they're going upstairs. So, all of these stories, I mean, I don't know.
So before you go to the line, there's this little boy from where, about 6, maybe 8. His name is Mark. So I just want to say good night to Mark. You see, he always listens to the program, but last week we frightened him because we were talking about legal. His grandfather makes sure we put on the television, big shows, and he stays there and look at it, he like it, but last week we made him free. Good night, Mark, don't worry.
Well, he's gonna be more scared now.
When he freed last week, what happened to this week?
You pee yourself.
This week you had some real kind of thing, you know.
But we need to hear some process. I wish we could have get Susan. I wish we'd be there.
Someone, just before you go, someone say, Godfrey, you may have men walking whole road from work backward tonight. Have pity on me with a transport man. You guys killing me.
Well, I see Shane Ellis is inviting Strawn Barry to come and tell us about the big white turkey that he saw in the middle of the road one night, and although he stoned it, he decided it's not moving. And Jose is saying, I remember my grandparents saying, if someone seeing a spirit and you don't, they can mash your feet, and that would let you.
And then you see, I've heard that. I've heard that.
And also the left-hander thing. They say if you are left-hander, you have some kind of advantage. I don't know what.
So Scala, your brother never mash your foot?
Huh?
Your brother never?
My brother never mashed me foot?
Asking you.
Well, even though he mashed me foot, I would not see nothing because I don't believe my brother doesn't see anything.
Someone say a certain man on the program will recall that there was a coffin under Grugu and Seal cotton tree under Fiji in Shantimel. Man never wanted to pass it after 6. a man sit down on the coffin one night and sleep, and he get up. When he get up, he was lying on the road.
Yeah, well, that's what I tell you. The Anna Fiji had some notoriety, so people didn't used to pass it. I remember and this one is true, right? I know about it. It was somewhere, it was some time ago, maybe in the 80s. But what the main road, there's a bridge that they were fixing, and so vehicles had to pass through Mount Craven, or vehicles would come up from Slutters, stop by the bridge. People would get off, walk down through the bridge, and then take something else on the next side of the bridge and go up to Shantimel. So I think the Catholic Church had something in Slutters, some dinner or whatever. So these two gentlemen, we could call them Mice and Shell. Mr. Mice and Shell. they go down in Slutters to help the Catholic Church, the priest and things to sell dinner, but they didn't do so well. So a lot of the food stayed. So Mice was giving the account. Mice say, tell Shell, but I called children in Slutters and gave the food. Shell decided, no way, we're going up with the food party, with the big pot of food. So then men take the pot of food, the priest drop them on the side of the bridge, they pick up the pot of food, and they pass the bridge and they're coming up, but they have to pass on a Fiji. So Mice are one end, one handling the pot, Shell on the other handling the pot, and the men walking. When they reach on a Fiji in the dark day, Mice say all he know, the pot just get heavy in the hand, you know. So how you reach on it? The spirit. Our spirit high falling go down behind the prayer. Hold on. And that feature that place you don't pass in the night.
Somebody say white gun have plenty zombie. My sister and I saw a woman with no face sitting by the side of the road. High up St. Paul's Road by the bamboo, I saw a black dog appear in front of me, then disappeared. Then it appeared again on the side of the road. We pelled foot. Usain Bolt couldn't catch us. Let's go to the telephone. We culture, good evening.
Hello, good night.
Good night, caller.
Godfrey?
Yes.
Scholar?
Yeah.
You hear? You know who's speaking there?
I don't know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we know.
You don't know that old man?
Victoria.
Mr. Marshall, Brother Marshall.
Oh, Mr. Marsh.
I am going to tell you all a story that has nothing about wild imagination. As a little boy, I always heard my mother talk about a man that took out the coats because he said he was a ligaroo. The coats charged her £1. In those days, I calculated £1 as 20 shillings. In dollars and cents was $4.80. Okay? Now, sometimes I sleeping in the hall, and my mother and she husband sleeping in the room. And sometimes in the middle of the night, sometimes I hear say, you will nastiness, close in place. And in the morning time, she will show me under her breast, by her leg, coming up, by her waist, and sometimes her back with red marks, mysterious red marks. But I always felt mommy belonged to the age-old gone, and that is superstition. So I started to work, and I got a little house to rent, a room and a hall, $3 a month. A room and a hall. That time I'm working for $48 a month. It was in the year 64. So I stay in that house, one bed in the hall, one chair and one table, one bed in the room, one chair and table in the hall. And there was a man called Denzel Grizzly. He was a young teacher. So we used to go and thief people lime in the night and make juice, buy a shilling bread, and we have a good time. Now, one night, I always sleep on my back, looking up at the galvanized, no ceiling, the galvanized, and a 3-cell flashlight standing on the floor by bed head. So anything, when my eyes open, I can just rest my hand down on the bedside, pick up the flashlight. One night I dreamt I was in Vietnam. I was in Vietnam, and people were bawling that time the Vietnam War was on. And then I awoke. My eyes alone opened, and I was looking up at the galvanized. The house had no ceiling, so the rafter space. There is always a light coming from outside into the galvanized up there. And Godfrey, I heard about 6 dogs. They're trying to climb the house and they're backing. You know when dogs see manicu? That's how they get wild. I had no fear. The light cutting red, yellow, and those dogs trying to climb the house. I just get up, I just pick up the flashlight and I flash it through the space between the galvanized and the rafters. And I had blood down on the ground outside. And Godfrey had jumped out of bed. I had only my pyjama shorts on me and our underpants. I jumped out of bed and I picked up a piece of 2x2 by 2 feet. 2x2, 2 feet wide, 2 inches by 2 inches, and 2 feet long. And I run up to the back door and I started to chase an object, a ball of fire, floating and moving, but it was faster. It was faster than me. I ran up a street in the middle of the town called Diamond Street. When I reached in the end of Diamond Street, the thing swing down to the right, and it entered into a little old house. But that little old house had a lime tree outside, and that lime tree was bare a lot. And I always go, me and Denzel Grizzly, and take lime to make lime juice. And I got 2 big stones on the house, and I make noise, and I come back home. Godfrey, it was about minutes to 2. When I reach back in my house now, I'm free to sleep. All the fear I didn't have just came on me suddenly. So I pushed the bed to the window side, right on the side of the road. The street was called Monroe Street. And there is a tap near on the other side of the road, near to my house. And I push up the glass window a little bit, and I rest my body on the bed, but my head on the windowsill. From minutes to 2, till about 5:30 to 6 in the morning. When 5:30 to 6 came, I heard a song, po, 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 a measured sound coming down Monroe Street. And it was an old man walking, and every time he made a step, his stick struck the street. When I looked up, the man was near to my house. He stopped and he came close to my window in the roadside. And he said, "Sir, can you give me 2 grains of mash, please?" Godfrey, I was about 23 years old. Godfrey, I don't know where I got that energy and that fury, and I start to get on. About 40-something person, Miss Maxwin, Miss Robertina, Mr. Maxwin, a lot of people, and people got up in the pipe. And when I crossed that man so, and people say, "Yes, Teacher Franklin, yes, Teacher Franklin," every time you go, I call the man leave and go. Anywhere that man see me afterwards, he used to duck. And that was my experience. I wasn't dreaming. I woke from my sleep, and I followed the object a ball of fire. And I reached right where the fire went. This was my experience. So sometimes you believe that something is superstitious until you've experienced it. That's my thing. Okay? And I never forget to tell students in my class about it. Whether it was a primary school, a secondary school, teachers' college, wherever I went, I always say to them, things may be superstitious when you don't know and you don't experience it. But when you experience it, it's a different story. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed, caller. Thank you very much indeed. Well, guys, scholar, I mean, I think you should be a converted person now.
Well, boy, I know, but he never told me about that. He do that kind of thing, but I never experienced that. But I mean, the episode is so graphic, you know. You're not only saying what, but you're seeing it. You know?
Yeah.
You're seeing what.
It's a very good storyteller.
Let's go back to the telephone. We Culture. Good evening. Hello.
Good night. Who walks in for me?
Everybody.
We see a man passing a car. The man pulled down his glass. Nigga who? I say, Lord, is a nigga. It takes a nigga who to know a nigga who. Yeah? The man passed provoking me, calling me nigga who, you know. Poor me. And then minding me business. The man say, nigga who. And he pulled back up his glass. That man making nigga who in truth. Nigga who come out in Tivoli. Spirit come out in Tivoli. Larger bless come out in Tivoli. All of them come out in Tivoli. And the spirit that come out in paradise. I feel they come out in cinema with their spirit and they come out in front of them. But that's all, yeah. And I feel that Musha Fly must be seen. You might see Musha Fly in the dark because that progress back in our light yet. In our street light down there, so I feel that Musha Fly you might see. Yeah, I just hope I sleep tonight with this Laja Bless and this Zombie and all this thing and them.
Alright, okay, good night. Bye-bye, yes. Someone says, good night. This ball of fire is no joke. I saw it as little boy. We were sitting under our house saying stories. That was, wait, don't tell me I lose it. That was in Richmond. So that's up by Richmond is by Laddick side down there. Right. So yeah, someone says that they saw that that ball of fire. Someone said good night. The two Tivoli men on the program, no Tivoli out of Ligaroo and door opener and Jumbi. Alright. What else? Let me see. Right. Someone says, Godfrey, all over me, black and blue. How to catch the person that doing that? Really need you. I really need your help on a serious note. Looks my hand, my legs, black. So, Doc, that person needs some help. They want to know how to get rid of that leg. So, you got to do something. Good night, Godfrey. Ever heard Brisbane is the headquarters of Sukuya? No, I never heard that. Alright. Rishi, what we have on Facebook?
Resisting again. Well, not true. Resisting again.
All right. Well, let's see who we have on the. All right. Nobody's calling yet. Nobody's calling. Yeah, Reece, I was asking you what we have on Facebook.
Yeah. We have Kishon is saying, I hear my cousin say nigga who bite her. When we see the red mark, I tell her it was mosquitoes. My dad just say when you see a zombie, they used to pee in their hand and wash their face, so you don't trouble them. Listen to this mess. He is not a believer. A woman said, Eric is saying a woman said her horse kicked her one night because the morning all she faced mash up. But a man say he push her in an old building and the building fall on her. He surely said, watch when Grenada and drunk. They seen and hearing real things. I don't know, boy. Then we have Jose saying, Scholar, remember there was a lady boxing people in Sotes and at 6 p.m. no one in the streets of Sotes? I think Inspector sang about the spirits in Sotes. Shane is saying, oh no, that's just a question he was asking. Let's see. Keishon is saying, I used to look for a real zombie, but I can't see one yet. I was a zombie hunter. Keishon is saying again, well, I was making fire in the road. Union is close to Richmond. Renee is saying, I love it. I have been trying to collect stories from Grenada. No, Medea is on. That's my girl. I definitely believe that there is a spiritual world and that there is a war between good and evil. However, the mind can be very deceitful at times. Apai just told the world he almost fought a cow laughing at world. Just saying. Eric is saying they say a man chasing a fowl in Brizan and he can't catch it, then the fowl fly. The man say, well, they are bad. So, yeah. I don't know why Medea don't have to worry about believing. Like, of course she's sure. Her father has the book.
Sure about what? What do you get sure about?
The spiritual world. And then there's a war between good and evil, and yeah.
All right, let's go back to the telephone. We Culture. Good evening. Hello.
Hello, Godfrey.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Listen, somebody was saying that they want to know how to hold Lugaru, but my four parents told me that when a Lugaru come in your house.
Okay, caller.
Hey.
Turn down your TV or your radio and listen to us on your telephone.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, they say that when Lugaru come in your house, you put a little something with some sand in it. And when the Lugaru come in your house, when they're ready to go, they have to check every grain of sand. And they can't check it by morning. So when you get up, you're holding the Lugaru. And that's the experience I had when I was about 20-something years, in early 20s. I was in the force. And when I finished work about 2 o'clock in the morning, I decided I ain't sleeping in barracks, I'm going home. And when I reached in White Gun, in those days White Gun was behind all this sort of street light. And in the distance, like, I seen somebody coming. But when the person come, I realize it's a woman. But I tell myself, what a woman could be doing in this kind of place this hour? 2 o'clock in the morning. So I take one side. The person on the other side. They pass me. But Godfrey, when they pass me, I had about half mile before I reach home. I reach home maybe in about 5 minutes. Just speed straight home. But tell you, I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it was something, but that's the experience I had. And I hear my grandfather and him say again, you used to have coffin. My grandmother had a shop right in St. Paul's, just after where Rogers barbecue. And you have a junction there where they always used to see a coffin there. And my grandfather tell me, they say make a pad. You make a pad when old people bring in load, they make a pad. And sit down on the coffin. And they say once you sit down on the coffin, that man can't come out. And he bawling and he's saying all his name and everything, and he can't come out. And that's how you're getting to know who it is. Just like the Lugaru can't have them check the sun. So in the morning you're getting to know. And then they say, hey, Lugaru, come in your house. That's the first person you're seeing in the morning. So you know there is a Lugaro. That experience.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, caller. All right. Guys, we almost at wrap up time, so let's just basically let me give you guys a couple of minutes just to make some final comments, and we're going to take our final comments on Facebook, and we wrap for this evening. So, Doc.
Yeah. Godfrey, there is I've been thinking about this program, and there have been so many convincing eyewitness reports. So many persons seem to be talking from a very personal level in terms of their own experience and not just stories they have heard. Since last week, we've been getting that. And sometimes we, deep down, when we went and visited Dr. Guido, we had that conversation in the vehicle going, and I was saying to Scholar, we all here are very educated persons. So we were made to feel that we are educated. And we were, in a sense, trained to think in a particular way, that everything can be explained scientifically, analytically, that from one here there is the other. And if this thing happens, we don't know well, and that, there has to be an explanation. And the explanation has to be based on some rational thinking. And because of that, it is very difficult for us to, in a sense, come to the conclusion that things beyond our understanding exist out of the supernatural. And I think that is the dilemma that a lot of us are facing. We cannot come to terms with that. But then again, the litmus test is that for somebody like Scholar that probably never believed or did not believe then, to ask him to walk gently, go to the same Mabuya, or the Fiji, was to go there in the night without fear, if he did not believe. And I'm asking that not so much to Scholar, but to say that because of, again, our other kind of training and growing up in this environment, part of us accept it, even when we think or we would say loudly to John public that we don't believe. A lot of Grenadians would have fear if they go in an area noted for the legal or the larger Blessed Convention. So it is something that is part of our psyche, part of our culture. That is the conclusion I come to.
All right. Skulls?
Godfrey, you see, Doc believes it again. Doc believe. No,
yes.
As I said, and the funny thing is this, that while we speak of all of this, and we speak of them in folklorish terms, and then people would come and they would give what you call eyewitness reports, or they would give second-hand or third-hand or whatever stories of this whole thing. What is interesting is that most cultures have those kind of superstitious beliefs. You look at movies and so on, even white people movie and so on, white people filming and people in some big old house and so on, and making people. It is filled with these kinds of beliefs, So we are not separating apart. And as a matter of fact, people of this kind of African origin that were dumped here in the Caribbean, you will find that our stories are very, very similar. In fact, I was reading, or my wife was reading to me tonight of some Baku experience just the other day, not long ago, just the other day in Ghana. Some Baku had stoned some police and then we heard there was a big Baku thing in Trinidad, either last year or when. So those things have still remained with us. And the funny thing is, and I'll close on that, I was having a conversation only yesterday with a gentleman. It's a gentleman that we know well. And he was saying to me that he did not believe that what we were discussing was strictly cultural, that what we were discussing was mostly tradition. And the truth is that I don't know how you separate
tradition from culture. How do you separate tradition from culture?
I don't know how you separate.
Okay, tradition and heritage.
Cultural tradition and so on.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you, but what is interesting is that these things are still here with us. They still remain even
very
today in us, because even now, even if we don't talk about or we don't say it's Baku and so on, but if you come to your house, for example, and some door slam or some kind of thing unexplained, a door just slam, or you put something there now, and when you watch UNC, yeah, wait, no, you're back inside this place. Or so still, it's there. It's there. It's there with us. It has not gone anywhere. And tonight was just for the last few programs, very, very interesting. The eyewitness and the people are swearing that those things are happening. I mean, Reece, you have a lady to call.
Yes.
People
and I found out that the lady that I have to call is a very good friend of ours, mother. Yeah. Mother of a very, very good friend of ours. Yeah. So definitely I'll be calling her.
So there you have it.
Yeah. I mean we know Reece. Well, no, Guav has. Someone said that Guav gone past Tivoli and Chantimel. So
yeah, it look as though, you know, and it look as though Guav take the cake for this, because I mean, I can tell you of stories that I heard about men turning goat under Waterloo, and I mean, people come along in Guav to celebrate, and you heard of all these people that are afraid to go home. People are afraid to pass Dr. Bell to go Maran. You know, there's so many stories. Douglaston in particular. I remember when they started having, you know, these celebratory kind of things for All Saints in Douglaston. I couldn't imagine how is it that what people were doing that DJ set in the cemetery and all that, because what we know is that people coming out of grave and you and these kind of things. That's what we knew. But, you know, I want to carry on from what Scholar would have said. I believe that this thing is very much embedded in us. So, you know, it's always there. It's in our psyche. But I don't think it's in our children's. I think this is why this program is so important. It's not even a matter about believing for them, in my opinion. It's about just knowing what this is about, what our foreparents, what our parents, grandparents, what they think, what is it that we know. Some of them who claim to have witnessed those things, that, you know, in their minds that these things exist, which makes it part of our culture. And I don't think they know about that. They don't know. I mean, if it wasn't for this program or the one or two mentions in school around a certain time of the year, the children don't really hear about these things at all. I think I have the bravest daughter. She would go outside any hour. She would go outside in the car and get something. I would not have done that. I am not going outside when it does happen. No way.
You're even going to the kitchen.
Yes.
You're even going to the kitchen.
Yes. Nobody shop. Yes. And you're asking your sister and them to come with you. Come with me now, afraid. Children only for a turn and lightning now. They don't know about that. So I think it's important that we keep inviting the children to listen to the program when it's happening. They would go to school and they would share with their friends what they hear, and it would cause talking points within the homes when the children go back home and they talk about what is it that they heard. So I just want to mention one thing here. Callan Simon said he was doing some housing work in a home on one Sunday afternoon. A number of older men was in observation. Then the community member identified about 3 of the men as ligaroos. The identified men stated they were having a ligaroo convention. And both Jose and Hannah, they're telling us, you know, to remember the reason for the holiday, to have a blessed Easter. Jose is asking that you take your vaccine or you wear your mask. And he doesn't know if he's going to be on next week, but he'll try.
All right, wonderful.
And Oh, we did not talk much. I know that Scholar mentioned it in the last part about the Baku, but we didn't talk about Mama Mallory, Baku, and stuff like that. So,
well, of course, there's always next week because we have to continue. There's so much more to talk about. The Dwen, we are talking about the Dwen. That is something in itself. The Jacula, and the Jacula is a big thing. And I have real stories about the Jacula. I mean, so I even had.
We should have the Jacula by itself.
Yeah, I had an encounter with Jacula. Jacula raised me already, Yeah, Jacula raised me, and I was glad.
We continued.
I was really glad. So next week, folks, guys, I want to thank you all. I want to thank you all. I don't know what.
You really playful?
I tell you, Jacula raised me. I was glad because I figured there's a big thing. Jacula raised me, but I'll tell you more. We'll get more with the Jacula story. Guys, thank you all so very much again. It's such a pleasure. Thank to all our Facebook friends, YouTube, our friends on GBN Television, all of those who called. We thank you so very much for your experiences, and we look forward to being back with you next Friday. Yes, next Friday on We Culture. Again, we want to wish you all a happy Easter. Those of you flying your kites, Doc, I don't get my kite, I ain't get a kite yet,
I will call you by your right name, though.
I don't care, you can call me anything you want. Why you call me man for kite? You call me man for kite?
A lady come the last time, she said, where man for kite?
You call me that in Tivoli school. Fight breaking out here.
I know.
Yes, and one more thing. I think her name starts with B. I just want to say good night to her. There's a lot of people that just come up to us every time, and I remember that lady in Gittins and Grand Nance. She came up and she told me some stuff, so I just want to say good night to her. She would know who she is because she listens.
All right. So guys, thank you all again, and folks, thank you very much. Enjoy your Easter weekend, and we'll be back with you next week.
Thank you.
Do have a good night. All the best.
Yes.
All right.